Hello ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outies and in-betweeners, and welcome back to another PAP Reports. Today is Friday the 14th of February 2020, Valentine's Day. And today we're starting with a brief update on Detective Constable Nick Gravenor's misconduct hearing, which I reported on yesterday. After being accused of inappropriately touching a woman while on duty, using sexualised language and accessing the police computers for reasons other than legitimate policing purposes. The hearing has been ongoing this week over the offences that happened back in 2015. Barrister Charles Apthorpe, when outlining the case, said that the woman who had started to trust Gravenor and confided in him about her personal life. He told the hearing that Gravenor made inappropriate comments to her when he was on duty, complimenting her on her nice bum, grabbing her and touching her inappropriately to touch her bottom, and that he sought to exploit her vulnerability for his sexual gratification. Mr. Apthorpe said the most serious incident happened when Detective Constable Gravenor went to the woman's flat uninvited, where he went on to touch her and kiss her against her will before sexually assaulting her on a sofa bed. Classy. Mr. Apthorpe told the court that the victim felt weak, frightened and was scared she was going to be raped, and that the contact was unconsented, unwanted. He also added that the victim had contemplated taking her own life following the assault. The victim, when questioned, said she waited 3 years to report him because she did not think she would be believed, but decided to make a complaint after confiding in a friend. Under cross-examination, she said there had been flirty banter between the pair. She rejected the suggestion that Detective Gravenor had just given her a peck on the cheek and that she encouraged him to visit. He did everything I said he did, she added. The hearing is ongoing and I'll bring you further updates when they are available. A Garda Whistleblower tried to leave the force amid claims of bullying and harassment as well as corruption within the force. He also claims that he has not been paid for 4 years. The unnamed former Garda claims there is an endemic abuse of licensing laws in Munster, claiming that he was forced out on sick leave after he blew the whistle on what he claims were licensing law abuses, as well as abuses of the Garda record system by his colleagues. After his allegation, he tried to leave the force but was told he couldn't leave while the investigation was underway. The whistleblower had claimed that a number of pubs were being allowed to serve after hours and some were even being allowed to operate without an alcohol licence, something I thought was dealt with by councils rather than police. He claims that over 20% of pubs, restaurants and hotels in the area he was based were trading without licences, and worryingly it's been claimed that police records have been deliberately misused in order to make it difficult to obtain official records. The whistleblower claims that ever since the investigation was launched, he has been ostracised by his colleagues and, together with a strained financial situation, he was driven close to suicide. I'm expected to live through a financial punishment beating, to live on nothing until what I have accounted for is proved true, he wrote in his latest blog posting. In 2020, the investigation, ends. No more. Time for it to stop. 14 days from now, I'm gone. I resigned from AGS and Garda Síochána. I'm done, I'm walking, is what he said. In a blog post back in December, he said he decided to go public because he did not want others to feel like they are on their own, amid news that 19 Garda are reported to have taken their own lives between 2018 and 2020. He added, I should have made that number of suicides and even 20 on January the 12th, 2018, were it not for Faith having other plans for me. To those reading this who are suffering in silence, I know only too well the pain of being ostracised from everyone. I know firsthand the almost biblical torment of being subject to bullying and harassment. As a consequence, I have gazed very deep into the eyes of complete darkness. I've spent considerable time enveloped in the deepest depths of despair, having no idea what to do next. Now, although I'm not quite sure how an organisation such as the Garda can get away with not paying somebody for 4 years, it's good to see somebody speaking out about corruption from within a police force. Not exactly the greatest of crimes being committed by those involved, as I'm sure there are far bigger things that need to be outed from within the ranks. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. A Metropolitan Police Constable, PC Donna Kemp, part of the Metropolitan Police's West Area Command, appeared at a misconduct hearing which concluded on Wednesday the 12th of February. Although details are quite sketchy, she faced allegations that her conduct breached the standards of professional behaviour in respect of authority, respect and courtesy, equality and diversity, and discreditable conduct. Another one going for the full house. It was alleged that PC Kemp made racist and discriminatory comments in the presence of other police officers and police staff. Having considered all the evidence, the chair and panel found that the constable had breached professional standards of honesty and integrity and discreditable conduct at the level of gross misconduct. She was dismissed without notice. This next report comes courtesy of Charles Daniel David Lawrence and about half a dozen more subscribers and followers who sent me the links to this story. You know who you are. 38-year-old PC Mohammed Yassin Muller appeared at Leeds Crown Court recently and was found guilty of fraud and was given 250 hours of unpaid work after footage from his very own dashcam disproved his claim that his windscreen had been smashed by falling debris on a motorway. It's amazing how some people actually make it past the first stage of the recruitment process. Muller has said that while he was driving along the M606 in Bradford, some debris had fallen from the van in front of him, hitting his vehicle and causing damage to his bonnet and roof, claiming also that he suffered a shoulder injury after swerving and braking quickly, totalling an amount of £10,000. However, the numbnuts dashcam shows nothing more than a piece of polystyrene floating off of the back of the van, but in fact missing his vehicle completely. Detective Constable Peter Gartland, who led the Insurance Fraud Enforcement Department IFED investigation, said the case shows the law applies to everyone. If only that was true. The IFED works to identify and punish fraudsters irrespective of their profession. He added, police officers are expected to be honest and act with integrity, and the vast majority do. But cases such as this one threaten to damage the police's reputation. I've said it before, that ship sailed a long time ago. Oz Khan, Detective Chief Superintendent of West Yorkshire Police's Professional Standards Directorate, said Muller would be on restricted duties while the force carries out its own investigation. Muller has already appealed against his conviction, but this will no doubt end in a misconduct hearing, which I'm looking forward to reporting on. Paisley Sheriff Court has heard how a 15-year-old boy allegedly was chased in a car, nearly run over and then verbally abused before being set upon by 46-year-old Detective Constable James Herbison from Police Scotland. It is alleged that on November 25th, 2018 in Elderslie, he assaulted the boy by grabbing his clothes and using his own legs to pull him by the body. The charge states that caused the youngster to fall to the ground, where DC Herbison pressed his knee against his body, causing his breathing to be restricted. This is the result of the 15-year-old being dared to chap, otherwise known as knockdown ginger, or other variations where you knock on a door and run away. I'm sure you've all got your own name for that particular game. The boy told how he, DC Herbison, started shouting, "What you chapping my door for? Don't you ever chap my door again," he said. "It's not really funny, is it?" And then he grabbed me. The boy, who was 14 at the time of the alleged attack, said he ended up on the ground with the man on top of him. He explained he put his knee on me really hard and I couldn't breathe. The court was also told that a woman who spotted what was happening shouted at the man, who then got in his car and drove away. It was stated the boy was able to tell the police the man had been in a black Audi, as well as giving them part of the vehicle's registration number. DC Eason maintains his innocence, and the trial before Sheriff Lindsay Cooner was adjourned until later this month. Obviously, I will bring you more information when that becomes available. Another death in police custody is being investigated in Thames Valley Police. William Cameron died at Loddon Valley Police Station near Reading in Berkshire on the 8th of January. The family of the man has criticised the police watchdog for failing to recommend the suspension of officers being investigated over the circumstances of his death. The Independent Office for Police Conduct, the IOPC, has confirmed that a police sergeant and a healthcare professional are subject to a criminal investigation in relation to his death. The pair will be investigated for gross negligence, manslaughter and misconduct in public office. The sergeant will also be investigated for gross misconduct. A member of civilian staff and an arresting officer are also being investigated for gross misconduct, and another arresting officer for misconduct. The police watchdog confirmed it would not be recommending suspension in this case, in a case where manslaughter is being brought up. The IOPC added that the decision to suspend the officers lay with their employer. Thames Valley did not comment on the case, as the investigation is being led by the IOPC, even though William Cameron is the third person to die in police custody at Thames Valley in the past 3 years. Nuno Cardosa, who died in police custody in November 2017. And in April 2017, the death of Leroy Jr. Medford led to Thames Valley Police Constable receiving a written warning after he was found guilty of misconduct and failing to properly observe 43-year-old Medford, who also died at Loddon Valley Station. A spokesperson for IOPC confirmed that the officers of this latest death were subject to an investigation, adding the investigation is in its initial stages, and the launch of a criminal investigation does not mean that charges will necessarily follow. Anyway, as it's Valentine's Day, that's all I've got for you. There is more news that's going to be in Mondays, but a big thank you for everybody for sending me links to the reports that have been in here today. Please like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police and other officials, and make sure you give your partner a bloody good night tonight. Good night, all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.